We are on the red carpet. We are joined by the president of baseball operations, Mike Rizzo. Mike, what a scene. Nats fans lining the street here at the Anthem over an hour and a half ago to get in wearing their gear, many of them now with championship gear for the first time. And you just walked the red carpet.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great venue here at the Anthem, and what a great response from the D.C. area. And the fan base couldn't have been better. They handled this thing and they treated this thing with poise and class and dignity, and really showed us that how to win a championship for the fans.
How different is it going back to work? Because the business of baseball doesn't stop. Congrats, you won. Now you got to sign somebody. You got to notify somebody, DFAs, whatever, all the different business of baseball. How hard was that going back to work?
Well, we jumped right into it. The calendar that baseball is. 2 days after the World Series was finished, we had business to do. So we dove into it. We were preparing for it as the World Series was going on. So we had our off-season strategy in place, because you do get such a late start. Fortunately, when you win the World Series and play that deep into it, and we prepared for it, and but yeah, the business never stops, and we're now deep into preparing for 2020 and we have decisions to make, but you always can think back and look back on what a magical season it was, and try and take some type of lessons with you into 2020, and try and kind of negate some of the bad things that happened that put you in such a hole that we had to play the way we played to win the whole thing.
You've had a month now to kind of look back and reminisce, and that's what tonight's all about, obviously, as we'll be watching this documentary that's over an hour long on the journey. What are some of the things when you look back that stand out to you? It doesn't have to be moments necessarily, but either people or contributions that you say, man, that was really something.
Well, one of the things that I think we're kind of lost in the success of the season is, there was about a 5 weeks period there when Joe Ross and Eric Fetty really stepped up in that rotation. If you remember, we had starters down, and we were not going great at the time, and we had two of our big five were out, and we were struggling, and we needed good solid innings from some young people to get us through that period. And they not only pitched well to get us through the period, they pitched outstanding, and they won a lot of baseball games for us. And I think that was a big part of our success this year. When they say it takes a village, it really does. We went 40 plus deep this year. Our bullpen, there was only one guy that remaining from the opening day bullpen for the final day bullpen. So we went through a bunch of players. It shows what you have to do to win these things. Your scouts better scout well. Your development better develop well. You better have a deep roster, not only on your 40-man, but well beyond that. And you better not be afraid to go reach to those guys. And you have to have the confidence that your scouts and your player development guys have trained these guys and prepared them to play the Nationals way when they get to the big leagues, because they're hitting the ground running, and in a pennant race that could be described as win or go home way back in August and September.
Mike Rizzo with us here, Grant and Danny live, red carpet at the Nationals World Series documentary premiere event. It's just so cool to say that. You could have a great process. Everything could go right, but that ball to Jock Peterson, it could be fair. Or, a base hit goes through, or, a line drive gets caught, and you guys could have come in second, or something like that. Give me a moment where your process was good, right, and everything, but you went, man, that was unlikely. That's crazy that just happened, because there's so many moments as a fan that it's so unbelievable this run you guys went on.
Yeah, well, you got to look back to when you're talking quality at bats and times where that are unexpected or really that never happen. It's left on left, Hader against Soto. How many times does Hader give up that kind of exit velocity? No matter where the ball went, if it was caught or if it wasn't caught, he had a great at bat against one of the toughest left-handers. Soto again against Clayton Kershaw, down by a run, L.A., Game 5, elimination. It was 4 or 5 outs away from going home, and this guy takes one of the greatest left-handed pitchers in the history of baseball deep to tie the game up. And then Howie does his thing, and we have great at-bat after great at-bat. So, that as you think about, we always think about late in the season. To me, that Suzuki home run against the Mets when we came back down 6-9 was as big a game as there was in the regular season. There were so many of those moments moments where Davey and I met after the game. We said to ourselves, we can build on this momentum, and we saw what could have been in those classic moments.
What's it like for you now as off-season is underway, market is established, and players are talking to other teams? You don't know what's going to happen with Rendon or with Strasburg. You can't just jump out there and make your best offer. But how does this work now for you?
Well, it's our process is our process. We've done it well for this is my 12th season as the GM, so we know what we're doing. The industry knows what our MO. The agents know our approach, and we're going to build a quality team that gives us an opportunity to go deep into playoffs and play meaningful games in September and October. That's our creed. That's our motto. That's the way we construct these rosters, and we have such a great a bunch of guys, front office, scouts, player development guys that add all this information. It allows me to make these kind of decisions that have allowed us to play such great baseball the last 8 seasons, and now hoist a World Series trophy.
Last one for me. One of the questions we get all the time on the show, I'll pose to you. Did the World Series run make it more likely or easier for you guys to try to bring Rendon or Strasburg back?
I think we had our plan before, during, and after the run. We have a master plan. These things aren't done in a vacuum. We don't make these decisions in a week or a day or a month. These things are discussed throughout the season, and I think it's as likely that because of the winning the World Series, that we would try and bring back both of them. But we're going to have to. Asset allocation, and we have to make the right decisions, and we have to do our business the right way, but always in mind that this fan base deserves a winner, and we're going to do our best to provide them a winner.
Mike, my last one. Who are you happiest for? Obviously, you can exclude yourself because you guys got to hoist the trophy, but in the organization, who are you happiest for?
Well, I think, it goes to my 2 9-year-olds, Ted Lerner, who's the patriarch of this organization, and my dad, who's our special assistant to the GM. So, they've been grinding this thing away for a long time. I feel best for those two, and I really feel great for the DC fans, because they deserve this, they earned this, they needed this, I think. And I think that you could tell by their response that they're all into this thing.
Thanks for the time. Thanks for all of the many interviews throughout October. You probably saw more of us than you would have liked, but we enjoyed the run. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. My pleasure.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike Rizzo, the president of baseball operations for the Nationals, here at the Anthem at our red carpet event.